Hello and welcome to the What If League. Today I'm doing part 2 of the experiment. What would happen if Jose Mourinho went to Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester United decided to replace him with Carlo Ancelotti? If you haven't seen part 1 of the series, please check my channel or also look for the link in the description. You can see what happened in the first 3.5 seasons of this experiment. Right now we're going to focus on the period between June 2021 and June 2024. First, I want to start with Manchester United. As you can see, currently their key player is Felice D'Amico. I'm not really familiar with that player, but that doesn't really matter. Let's go to the tactics screen and see what Ancelotti has brought in terms of tactics to Old Trafford. Marcus Rashford seems to be the key striker here. I'm a bit wondering whether Lukaku has been displaced or this is just something temporary. The key player D'Amico is playing on the left, Luan in the middle as a number 10, and Cengiz Ünder from Turkey is on the right. I'm not sure if he's a Turkish player. Maybe he is actually German. Maybe I'm not sure. Let's quickly check. No, he is Turkish. We see that there are a lot of new players in the team. Other than Rashford and Lindelof and De Gea, there aren't really any Manchester United players in the first team at the moment. In the subs, we can also see, of course, Anthony Martial, Romelu Lukaku is here, and I would imagine that there are other players that have remained in the first team. Next, let's check how did Manchester United perform in the Premier League. Last time we left off, we can see in part 1 that Manchester City were champions in the last season. They were champions 8 points more than Manchester United. Let's see what happened in the next year. Arsenal were champions that year with 89 points, 5 more than the Red Devils from Old Trafford. Manchester City and Chelsea complete the top 4. In the following season, Manchester United were crowned champions with 95 points, which is 8 more than Chelsea. A very comfortable title win, I would imagine. Arsenal and Liverpool complete the top 4. And in the current season, Chelsea are the crowned champions with United finishing second, only a point behind them, equal on goal difference. Manchester City are third and Arsenal fourth. Let's quickly have a look at the overview of the league to see who is dominating the different categories. Harry Kane is the top scorer with 23 goals. Ben Woodburn, a young player from Liverpool, has developed quite nicely, and he is the second top scorer. On average rating, Brahim Diaz from Manchester City, Eden Hazard is there, and Ousmane Dembele is playing now for Chelsea. They have probably bought him from Barcelona, I would imagine. Then Player of the Match awards, Harry Kane, Andres Silva, Anthony Knockaert, and then for shutouts, Manchester United player is here, David De Gea. He's the best goalkeeper in the league, apparently, at least in terms of clean sheets. Yellow cards, Dani Carvajal is really performing not that well in United in terms of discipline, but he's third in this category. So now let's also have a look at France and what Jose Mourinho is doing with PSG. But before we do that, let's have a look at the cups and maybe Manchester United won something. We can see the FA Cup was not won by Manchester United in these 3 years. Everton, Arsenal, and Southampton won those. Let's also have a quick look at the League Cup and who won that. Arsenal won it in the very last year, but who won it before that? Manchester City and Everton. So United only won one league title in this period of 3 years. We have now changed location to Paris, and we see that Neymar is still the key player of Paris Saint-Germain, which is not really a big surprise. He's a fascinating player. Let's see the tactics screen and who is playing for PSG. Paulo Dybala is their main striker. Neymar is playing on the left with Isco in the number 10 position with Malcolm, the Brazilian Malcolm, who has been bought from Bordeaux. He's playing on the right wing. Pogba is in the middle, and Keita is accompanying him in midfield. So a lot of transfers have happened. A great team assembled by Jose Mourinho. I would imagine that they won a lot of trophies. In the last year of part one of this experiment, PSG were champions with a staggering 17 points cushion against second place Monaco. Let's see what happened in the next season. Again, Paris Saint-Germain are champions, this time 104 points, which means that they were 7 points, they had 7 points more than Monaco. In the third season, 110 points. Monaco also accumulated 100 points. This was a very interesting season with two very good teams, and the rest were far behind. And in the last season of this period here, we can see that PSG were champions once again with 107 points. Monaco again finishing second. Let's see the overview of this season. So let me just switch here to the table. You can see that ever since this experiment started with José Mourinho at the helm of Paris Saint-Germain, they have been champions 6 seasons in a row, so they're not really giving any chances to the competition. If we look at the player statistics here, Paulo Dybala is joint top goal scorer with Roberto Firmino, who Monaco bought from Liverpool apparently. Andrea Bellotti has also been purchased by Monaco, so he's third placed, only one goal less. Thomas Lemar is the best player in the league with 7.98. He's followed by Paulo Dybala and Malcolm from PSG. In terms of assists, Thomas Lemar is undisputed winner in this category. But in the Player of the Match awards, you can see that Paulo Dybala has 12, as much as Thomas Lemar. He's probably played less games, so that's why he's first. In terms of shutouts, the best keeper in the league is Thibaut Courtois from PSG, and that really sounds very logical in this situation. Switching to the French Cup, Coupe de France, we can see that in this save, Lyon were the cup winners in the first season, Marseille in the second, then PSG were dominating 4 years in a row before Monaco won this trophy in the very last season. Let's also have a quick look at Coupe de la Ligue and who won that trophy in France. You can see here that Bordeaux were the winners in the first season, Monaco in the second, then PSG, Monaco, PSG, and two more trophies for Monaco. Moving to European competitions and Europa League. In the last season of part one of this experiment, Juventus were champions of the Europa League. In the next year, Chelsea were champions after defeating the Ukrainian Shakhtar Donetsk 3-0 in the final. Chelsea qualified for that game after defeating Inter Milan, the Tottenham, the London team Tottenham, and the Spanish Villarreal on their way to the final. In the next season, Tottenham managed to get their revenge over Chelsea by beating them in the final in the game that matters 1-0. Tottenham also defeated Sevilla in the semis on penalties, the Scottish Celtic 3-0 in the quarterfinals, and Red Bull Salzburg 5-0 on aggregate in the second knockout round. In the last season, Europa League was won by Manchester City 1-0 against Sevilla in the final. Manchester City also defeated Spanish Valencia, Italian Lazio, and an English competitor in the face of Newcastle in the second knockout round. Moving to the top tier of European competitions, the Champions League in the last season of video part 1. PSG were champions of Europe after defeating Dortmund in the final. Let's see what happened next year. Real Madrid were crowned champions in an all-Spanish final after defeating Barcelona. Real Madrid also defeated Arsenal on penalties in the semis, Ajax in the quarterfinals, and the Italian Milan on away goals in the first knockout round. Manchester United and PSG actually met in the quarterfinals, and apparently José Mourinho managed to outsmart Carlo Ancelotti. PSG qualified for the semis after winning 3-3 on away goals, but afterwards in the semis they could not get past Barcelona. Next season, Dortmund were champions of Europe after beating Arsenal 2-1. Dortmund also defeated PSG in the semi-final 4-3. We can see that PSG defeated Manchester United once again this year, again in the quarterfinals, this time 3-2. So this is another victory for José Mourinho over Carlo Ancelotti. Back to the eventual winners of the Champions League, Dortmund. They defeated PSG, Atletico Madrid, and Roma on their way to the European finals. And in the final season, PSG qualified for the final of the Champions League, but Borussia Dortmund once again were winners. So this makes it 2 times in a row for them. A very interesting turn of events. They have developed probably a very strong team, and they are a European force to reckon. They defeated Paris Saint-Germain on penalties on this final after ending regular time 1-1. PSG for a third year in a row defeated Manchester United on their way to progress in the Champions League. This time again on away goals, 3-3 after both games, and Mourinho outsmarted Ancelotti yet another time. PSG qualified by also defeating Monaco and Chelsea on their way to the final, while the champions Dortmund defeated Barcelona on penalties in the semis, Tottenham with a staggering 5-2 on aggregate in the quarters, and Porto with an even more impressive 7-2 on aggregate in the first knockout round. Before I finish this video, I just want to quickly check the Ballon d'Or awards and who is dominating them in this period. So let's see what's happening. So Lionel Messi won the first one as well as the second. Then Mbappe, only 22 years of age, won the Ballon d'Or in the third season here. Eden Hazard and Cristiano Ronaldo completed the top three. Lionel Messi again won in the year 2021. Afterwards, Griezmann and Thomas Lemar won this trophy. You can see that Paulo Dybala is second placed here, and I think he was second placed in the previous year. Yes, indeed. So I imagine that Dybala might win it in the future. What I am going to do now is I'm going to finish this video here, and I am going to continue this simulation with 3 more years, making part 3 of this video, which I'm going to upload hopefully soon. What you can do in the meantime is you can remind yourself with part 1, or you can check my channel for the other videos that I have uploaded. Please make sure that you like this video and you subscribe to my channel so that you can receive notifications for when new uploads are live. Let me know in the comments what do you think about this simulations, and if you would like to see a specific experiment to be played out. I am taking requests, so keep me posted, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Until the next time, bye.